Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And a very top of the morning to you and yours on this Tuesday.
Oh, you are so not a morning person.
Yes, I am a morning person.
Okay, that's weird. Why are you here?
I am here because I get paid to be here just like my co-host does.
I'm a superhero. You're not.
That's fine. You can be a superhero, but you know what? I've got Batgirl next to me, so there, take that one. It's 6:07 this morning. Mr. Clock, would you certify?
It's now 6:07 a.m.
That's right. Welcome to the Get Up and Go show. Evan and Batgirl here with you. Good morning, Batgirl.
Oh, that's what I should be for Halloween, right? And, I bought one of those kits. I've been going to Goodwill lately, Evan, and they have all of these Halloween kits there in the Palm City location.
Right.
So I bought like about 3 or 4 of them thinking I might use the paint somewhere this Halloween.
Okay.
But it's kind of like I want to do it maybe to go to the chili cook-off this weekend.
Oh.
But it's almost like I feel like I have to practice putting on the makeup to create if I want to be a vampire. I know one of the kits I bought yesterday was an elf. So I have these little pointy elf ears, which I didn't try on yet. And they just kind of got this nice kind of makeup to go with that theme. And they show the picture of the person on the cover of of the makeup kit that you're buying. But
I think personally you would make a great Batgirl. Oh, yeah. Man, does this bring back memories.
Did she date Robin or did she date Batman?
I don't know. Maybe she was with Alfred, the butler, sliding down the bat pole together. That's not a visual I'd like to see.
No. That's
Oh my
DC
God.
Comics, right? DC Comics, too, includes Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Do you know that Linda Carter is going to be returning for the 3rd Wonder Woman movie?
Really?
Linda Carter that we
my.
enjoyed in the Wonder Woman series that first aired on ABC way back in 1976. She's 70 now.
Wow.
And it looks like she's going to make a cameo or some sort of appearance in the new Wonder Woman movie that's going to come out.
Gotcha. Bonnie, I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
This is big for me to say this because you know how straight edge I am. Don't
Okay.
do drugs.
Oh, wait
Don't
a minute.
drink.
Don't I have to get that screen out where you can't see me, but I can see you? And then I have to pretend that I am the priest?
Yeah. I need to be saved right now.
Evan, let me hear your confession.
Yes, I have my confession to make. I got really high last night.
Did you went out for
I
a
was
run.
so high.
You went out for a run or a bike ride, didn't
No.
you?
No,
And
I was so high last night. It was really, well, I'll tell you how I got high though. I know you're probably sitting there thinking,
I'm thinking,
okay, what the heck is this guy doing?
Exercising high is what you probably would do.
No, the painter was at the house last night.
Oh,
and he painted Rachel's office.
Whoa.
Wow.
Was it fumigated in
Oh
there?
my gosh.
Oh.
Wow. It was brutal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have to leave for a while?
No. The painter, they went in the room and they did their thing. And the room came out gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. But it started to seep out of the bedroom and into the family room area.
Oh,
As I'm sitting there watching TV, I'm starting to get like a little nauseated, and I'm getting like
Wow.
I'm feeling a little lightheaded.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they shut the door, and now they're in there doing their thing, painting the trim. The window's not open, and I'm like, wow,
Do,
how the heck do you guys do
do they
this?
have masks on or anything?
Well, no, they don't. They're just doing their thing. And they walked out with smiles on their faces. So obviously I know why they had smiles on their
Oh my
faces.
gosh.
But yeah, it was so they got done, and then the ceiling fan was going, and
Yeah.
I just decided, I need to light some candles out in the family room area. So I lit like 3 candles with 3 different scents.
Hmm.
So it was like the Skittles rainbow.
Did it mix in with the paint?
Oh,
Was it
that
like
was
a
even
witch's brew?
that was even worse to do. It was
And
like, wow.
did you get Kaya out of the house?
Kaya stayed in the master bedroom all the
Okay.
way on the other side. We kept her in the crate.
Yeah.
So we were safe with that because we didn't want her getting sick.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sometimes our house gets fumigated too because Gary cleans intensely and he'll
Yeah.
clean with bleach.
Yeah.
When
Oh, I can't be around the smell of bleach.
and I don't like
Oh,
it myself.
no.
And then I get, I have to get the cats out of the general area
Yeah.
where he's cleaning.
Yeah, like
I
even
always-
when you clean here, sometimes that I have to kind of like turn the other way because it's just so intense.
yeah.
So the next bottle of cleaner I'm bringing in is not going to be as intense. But yeah, last night was an adventure. So yeah, it definitely very interesting.
So
we'll
how does
say.
the room look?
The room looks great. It came out really good. It's like a medium gray tone. The carpet goes in on Thursday, then the furniture goes in on Monday. So we're really, really excited. The house is still in a complete shambles right now, which I just Rachel's desk has been migrated to the dining room table.
Okay,
So it's
so you're not the only one feeling that way. I mean, I look at my house lately, and I feel
oh no, my house.
man, I feel disheveled.
No, my house is normally everything is in its place. It's always straight. It's always organized. And right now, our home is in a complete disarray shambles. And I don't want to say the word hate. I'm disliking it. I'm just disliking it right now because just everything is everywhere. And everything that came out of that office is Rachel's. It's not my stuff.
Hmm.
None of that is my stuff.
Does she have a hard time
Yes.
parting with
Yes.
things and
Yes.
throwing
I knew where
things
you were.
away?
I knew where you were going.
Because I
Yes.
feel that way about our garage where I have these old skimmers and
Mhm.
pool accessories
Yeah.
from the pools that we
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
And I don't want to part with them thinking I'm going to get another pool
Yeah.
quite like it.
No, it's just if you were when you come over later today, if you come over later today to look at what you're going to look at, don't think, folks, we're not doing anything, anything wrong or sneaky or anything
What's she
like
going to
that.
be peering at?
I know, no. Bonnie's coming over to look at a piece of furniture that I have. But anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. When people start thinking, especially Palm City Charlie.
The cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, the cat's out of the bag. Bonnie and I are
It's
in a
a desk.
relationship. It's a desk. So anyway, yeah, the living room is like just a complete. There's like she looked at it and she goes, I didn't realize I had that much stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, look at all this crap that you have. So now it's like we're gonna put things back in piece by piece, and there's gonna be a big garbage can on one side, and then the keep side will be what goes back in the office.
Yeah. It's hard,
It's just
isn't
time.
it?
It's time to part. I parted with my stuff this past weekend in the garage.
Yeah.
Okay, it took a lot for me to part with the trailer and a lot of other crap that
Did you
I
just bring some stuff out to the curb and they take it away, recycle? Or
Yeah, everything's
yeah.
out at the curb. Everything's
Yeah.
out at the curb. I dragged everything out to the curb last night.
That's
So
what I got to do.
yeah.
I got to open up those garage doors and just
Yeah.
decide what to take out of there. But
I
I
just
can't
did
get to
it.
the point of doing it.
I just did it. I
And-
had to.
And it's driving me nuts too.
Well, you know what you
So
need.
I
You know what
feel-
you need. You know what you need to do. Honestly, you need an intervention.
I know. I feel like we do.
You need an intervention, and
Like-
I'm not kidding. I'm being serious. What needs to be done is you need to have somebody come over that is a non somebody that won't take
Not
sides.
biased.
Yeah, somebody that's
Yeah.
not biased, and they need to lead you and actually do the initiative for you, and then that will motivate you
Motivate a little bit.
yeah, that'll kick you in the arse, so to speak, and that'll motivate you to put things like that to the curb.
Because like sometimes he considers me a hoarder and I'm not a hoarder. You know, I
Mhm.
want to take care of the items that
Right.
that are up in the attic that are
Right.
keepsakes that take me
Right.
way back when, pictures
Understood.
and all that stuff.
I threw so many pictures out of the kids that were in frames when they were like 6, 7, and 8 years
You
old.
did?
I
could
I
you
have
do
them all
that?
digitally on my computer.
Oh, I see.
I have them digitally. So it's just stuff that was collecting dust and just crap and junk and garbage and this and that. And
Yeah.
and this is on Rachel's side of the garage. She has her side and I have my side. So we
Oh,
cleaned a
that's a
lot
good
of
idea.
crap out on her
My
side
side,
like
your
a month
side.
ago. So we took the initiative, and I knew what she would want to keep as a keepsake. I knew, because I know what means the most to her. So we threw out so much stuff, it was like ridiculous,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to say it. My wife is a hoarder. She's a hoarder, but she's not a hoarder to the extreme. You're a hoarder, Bonnie.
But not
It's
to the
not to the extreme.
No.
You're a hoarder.
Like-
you have to admit you're a hoarder,
We
but you're
don't-
not an extreme hoarder.
It's not so bad where we
No.
have rats visiting
No,
the house or
that's
anything.
extreme.
I saw an extreme hoarder show one time, Evan.
I
and
watched that on TV.
Did you see
It's
the
bad.
one with the woman that the house was so messed up that
Mhm.
there were literally rats
Yeah.
coming into
Oh,
her
yeah.
home,
Mhm.
and those guys went in there and had
Yep.
to clean it up, and they would see a
Yep.
rat here or a rat there.
Yep.
It was completely
Exactly. But you need to, though, and I did it, and I did it, and it's hard to do. It's hard because it's like your car. You're emotionally attached to that thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm not telling you to get rid
I
of
gotta
it.
start the engine on that
Yeah.
today too.
I'm not
and
I'm
take
not
it for
telling
a
you
ride
I'm
around
not
the
telling you
block.
to get rid of the car.
Yeah.
Okay. There's some things that you're emotionally attached that you have a right to keep, but there's also a lot of things that you're emotionally attached to that are what are called materialistic things.
Yeah, and I'm starting to consider those old pool supplies,
Out the
especially
door.
when he's
See you
considering
later.
getting a different kind of pool. I'm
Mhm.
kind of starting to side with him on those pool supplies.
Do you have any
should get
use
out
for
of there.
them right now?
No,
Okay.
no, they're just sitting
They're
there.
just sitting there.
And should I get them on the swap shop with Cliffy and try to sell one for $5 or $10
Like, what are
a
they?
piece?
What are they?
The filters? I probably have 2 or 3 filters that are from here. I'm going to do
That's
my
going
own
to be
sale.
that's going to be a tough that'd be a tough sell
Pool
because
filters.
somebody has to have the type of motor or whatever that the filter goes in.
Yeah. I'm trying.
I
to
would just take it and put it to the curb.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of the above ground swimming pool. Summer Waves. It's the
Mhm.
Summer Waves above
Yeah.
ground.
Somebody would have to have that system to buy it.
3 working filters
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
and I don't feel like, because now when I get the Summer Waves pool, I've
Mhm.
noticed that my filter will go kerplunk once in a while.
Mhm.
So therefore, I
Yeah.
order new ones.
I would just take the initiative, take that stuff down to the curb, be done with it. See you later. And that's, you know what, that space that you have now opened up
Yeah.
in wherever you have that pool equipment.
Do you think Goodwill or anything would take that?
Are
kind
they
of
brand
equipment?
new? Are they brand spanking new?
A couple are kind of
Okay.
new, not new.
Drop it off to
but
Goodwill.
they're-
Drop it off to Goodwill over in Gatlin.
Yeah, that would make me feel better.
Yeah, drop
At
it off to
least
Goodwill.
They're not
We take a lot of stuff over there.
going to be garbage.
I've got a whole pile of clothes sitting in the master bedroom right now that I need to get from point A to point B, which is in the back of my truck, and drop off over to Goodwill. Every so often I'll go through my closet, and Rachel will do the same, and we'll just pull stuff out.
Yeah.
We'll set it in a pile in the bedroom, and that's our Goodwill pile. Gavin will do the same thing.
Right.
And then we just take it and it goes.
I've been pretty good about loading clothes out like that.
Rachel's worst habit, and she knows it, is when she comes home and she goes to her office,
Yeah.
the shoes come off and
They leave
they
sitting there.
stay right there in the office. There can be sometimes 8-10 pairs of shoes in the office.
Yeah, you know
I'm
what?
like, why can't they make their way to the closet?
I tend to do that too.
Yeah.
I'll have piles of shoes laying
Mhm.
around.
Put them in the
bedroom.
closet. Or here's another one. And again, I'm not complaining.
It's a shoe thing with
I
women,
love
I think.
my wife to death. Don't get me wrong. When you
Rachel, I'm guilty too.
when you do your laundry,
Yeah.
put it on a hanger and put it away. Don't take it out of the dryer and pile it up on your dresser and then don't put it away. And then next week you do the same thing and now you have more laundry piling up and piling up and piling up and piling up.
Yeah, ours goes on the dining room table or on the couch out in the living room.
Right.
And but I'm pretty good about not letting it pile up.
Yeah.
Usually I'm on that one.
Or
like folding and putting away right away.
Or when the dryer's done with your clothes,
yeah.
Don't leave them in the dryer and live out of the dryer. Well, I need a clean shirt for work. I've got one in the dryer.
No, we don't do that. We
Rachel
can't live
does that.
day by day like that.
Rachel has a little bit of a habit of doing that.
And
oh my gosh, I have like thrown my wife under the bus.
You keep doing this on this radio station, throwing her under.
I have thrown her under the bus under an 18-wheel semi this morning. But I'm sorry. I just went on like a mini wife
use
rant.
One towel all week, or do many towels pile up and go in that laundry?
Gavin is guilty of one towel, one shower. One towel, one shower.
But he does his own laundry. At least you all take care of your own.
Well, now, hold on. That towel does not go in his dirty hamper.
It goes in yours?
No, that towel goes in the community hamper that's in the laundry room that is strictly for towels.
Okay.
So he will take that one towel and put it in that hamper.
Doesn't he know how much those towels?
Well, you know what I'm going to do?
You know what? Gary's a one towel a day too.
Well, you know what I'm going to do?
A shower.
I'm going to take all the towels out of the linen closet next to the bathroom, and I'm going to leave 2 towels in there. And he's going to have to make use of those 2 towels over 7 days.
Man.
And he's going to have to hang
through that. He probably has a thing about it.
Is there anything wrong with hanging the towel up on the towel rack in the bathroom
None
when
whatsoever.
You're done? Thank you very much. There you go.
Yeah.
Proves a point. Proves a point. Now you don't have to wash 7 towels in 1 week. You only need to wash 2.
Mine will usually last. One towel will last 3 to 5 days, and then I decide to throw it in the laundry.
Bingo. There you go. I use the same towel. I'll use the same towel all week long.
Yeah.
It's this huge, ginormous beach towel.
Oh, yeah.
And
those are the best kind.
And Rachel has
Breaks
one, and she'll use.
Sucks up all that.
You can become a human burrito in that thing. So
I bet it would feel good to be in one.
Anyway, so again, Rachel, I love you. Sorry, didn't mean to throw you under the bus this early in the morning, but I just went on a rant. 6:23, boy, I feel bad now.
No, it's okay.
It's 6:23 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Batgirl. No.
I gotta look up Batgirl. Maybe I should become her for like Halloween.
Anyway, let's get right to the news. Bonnie's got the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Those most impacted by the Parkland school massacre are expected to receive payments from a $25 million settlement reached with Brevard County Public Schools.
Attorney David Brill, who represents families of those killed, wounded, or psychologically injured, says most of the money will be paid to those who lost a loved one in the attack. Late last week, confessed gunman Nicholas Cruz pleaded guilty on battery charges against a jail guard. He's expected to plead guilty on Wednesday to all charges associated with the school shooting. I'm Lisa Taylor.
2 Indian River County elementary school physical education teachers have been arrested after they made their way inside the wrong apartment, and one of them got into a stranger's bed, resulting in an altercation and shooting, according to Sheriff Eric Flowers. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more on the story.
Seen on surveillance video from an apartment complex in Vero Beach.
You can see the gentleman who lives in the house running away on video, and Mr. Cohen is chasing after him.
The Indian River County Sheriff says 2 elementary school teachers chased a man in the middle of the night after deputies say the teachers mistakenly entered that victim's apartment. What's not seen, the moment one teacher is accused of pulling the trigger.
Just after they get off screen, you hear 4 gunshots ring out, and our victim is shot in the back.
Deputies say Darius Cohen, a PE teacher at Indian River Academy, and Akua Hallback, a PE teacher at Sebastian Elementary School, were out drinking back on October 10th when they left with a woman to go to the preserves at Oslo.
nothing good is happening after midnight.
Deputies say the men eventually left the woman's apartment, and when they went to return, they re-entered the wrong unlocked apartment. Investigators say Hallback even got in the wrong bed, where the victim's wife and young daughter had been asleep. The victim was able to get both men to leave, but deputies say things did not end in the parking lot.
When they get out into the parking lot, a scuffle ensues. At some point, somebody produces a gun.
Deputies say an anonymous tip from Crime Stoppers shared the names of Cohen and Hallback and where they lived. Deputies are still hoping that anyone with more information on the incident will come forward. Both teachers who started teaching this year have since been fired.
You go through a background check. So as mentioned, to both clear the background check, you go through the background check. You also do a drug screening. So they went through the appropriate process.
Cohen is being charged with attempted murder, and Hallback faces charges for drug possession. Investigators say more charges could be filed. As for the victim, he's been released from the hospital. In Vero Beach, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV.
Florida became the 18th state to pass the 80% vaccination percentage for adults receiving at least one COVID-19 shot, according to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Monday. Colin Powell's death is increasing conversations of the COVID-19 vaccines and underlying health conditions. WPTV's Tanya Rogers spoke with a physician about COVID complications.
Sorrow over the passing of General Colin Powell, the former U.S. Secretary of State and chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
He always had great counsel. We will certainly miss him. I feel as if I have a hole in my heart.
Powell's family says he passed away from COVID-19 complications.
COVID-19 in itself has a lot of serious complications in select population of people, including issues with pulmonary issues, blood issues.
We are finding out Powell reportedly had multiple myeloma.
It is reported that he also had something called multiple myeloma. That was a plasma cell disorder, which, based on the phase which is at, can add to complications of the disease.
Complications that could affect the immune system.
It's possible that he succumbed to the complications of COVID-19, but multiple myeloma, yes, it can contribute to your morbidity, depending on what phase and how your treatment was.
Powell was fully vaccinated against COVID-19.
As with any vaccine, the chance as you get older, there is a 0.004% chance of morbidity even in a vaccinated adult. I don't know when his last dose of vaccine was. So if it is over 6 months, possibly did he get a booster or not? I don't know the particular healthcare privacy information.
Each situation is unique.
Because vaccine is the same, but the bodies are different.
Tanya Rogers, WPTV News Channel 5.
Well, lastly, as South Fork High School celebrates homecoming on Thursday, its annual parade will create road closures here from early afternoon and into the evening. The closures will be west to east on Southeast Bridge Road from Southeast Hercules Avenue to Southeast Dixie Highway, according to the Martin County Public Works Department. The closures will continue south on Southeast Dixie Highway to Southeast Olympus Street. The road closures start at 2 p.m. and are to end by 8 p.m. Drivers should expect delays and should follow detours. The Boston Red Sox clobbered the Houston Astros in Game 3 of the ALCS in Boston. That score was 12-3. Boston now leads the series 2-1. Game 4 in Boston tonight. The first pitch will be at 8:08 p.m. That game we will air on our sister station tonight. Hear it on WPSL 1590. And the Atlanta Braves lead 2-0 in the NLCS over the LA Dodgers. Game 3 will be in LA and starts at 5:08 p.m. News time 6:30. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
6:31 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how's the first look outside?
Well, as we bring up the latest highway report, the roads are looking clean and clear on this Tuesday morning. We're not finding accidents, but if you see something, say something. Tell us throughout the morning. We're at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. We have 76 this morning here in Stuart, and in Kalamazoo, Michigan, it's 47. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the low 70s and some upper 60s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the mid-80s, mostly sunny skies, low humidity, and breezy winds out of the east-northeast. Tomorrow, a copy and paste forecast, pleasant weather with highs in the mid-80s, breezy with plenty of sunshine, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Thursday, moisture increases a little and some showers will be possible. Highs in the mid-80s with a little bit more humidity. By the end of the work week, scattered showers and storms return to the forecast, highs in the mid-80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
6:35 on the Get Up and Go show on a Tuesday morning. It's time for viral videos. All right, so I found two this morning. The first one is a Sopranos Stars Awesome Halloween commercial. So it's a terrific Halloween commercial for the deli food company Dietz and Watson.
The Sopranos, the characters in the Sopranos back when could be pretty scary.
Yeah.
So this might be a pretty scary Halloween commercial.
Well, it's Sopranos actor Vincent Pastore in a Dracula-like costume playing the Gabagool. Yes, gabagool. Gabagool.
Uh-huh.
And he's teaching you how to make hoagie bites for your guests. But the joke is in his name. It combines the Halloween ghoul with an Italian deli meat called capicola. So here's the audio. Listen.
Hey, it's me, the Gabagool, and today I'm gonna teach you how to make these Dietz and Watson hoagie bites for your Halloween guests. Spot on. This is delicious. Not for nothing, but now you gotta chop them into little pieces so your guests can enjoy them. See what I'm saying? Here you go. Tasty hoagie bites.
Gabagool. Now,
know.
I didn't play the video because in the video there's a curse word.
Okay.
So I just played the audio, which is the edited version.
I was considering those bites looked pretty good and tasty, particularly with the capicola meat and all in it. And the
I
cheese.
love capicola.
But when he said cutting them into little bitty pieces, it kind of made me remember what they did on The Sopranos and how they would dismember bodies sometime. So I was wondering what would be in all of those little meats and bits and pieces.
Well, I guess you just have to find out, right?
You know who he played on The Sopranos, don't you?
I don't. I was not a big fan of The Sopranos.
He played Big Pussy. His name was Pussy on The Sopranos.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
He was one of the members of the family. He was in like
so that
Flynn.
was like his gangster name.
Yes.
Wow. Hey, yo, come over here. You know, what are you doing? Hey, come over here. Yo, big one over there. Come over here.
I wish, after watching the movie that just came out with the Saints of now why don't I remember the name? The Saints of Newark.
Okay.
The All Saints, the Many Saints of Newark.
Okay.
After the movie came out, I'm almost wishing that they would take these characters and just, like with Michael Gandolfini, James Gandolfini's son,
right.
Played young Tony in it. And I wish they would take all of the characters and just go on, because I thought the movie was even really amazing.
Wow.
And I learned some trivia. There was like a guy on my table this week, and I forgot to even mention it to Gary. The Many Saints of Newark comes from, he told me now I didn't read this, so I didn't have it in writing.
Okay.
But this gentleman was telling me that the Many Saints of Newark come from the name Montesanti. Montesanti was the Italian name in the movie. And that's where they kind of centered on that family. And I think that name means the many saints in Italian.
Okay.
So that's why they called it the Many Saints of Newark.
Okay.
So a little bit of trivia for the
right.
For the Sopranos fans.
Hey, yo, you over there, give me some pizza. I need a little pizza. And do me a favor, send a large cheese pizza over to Palm City Charlie's house.
And Evan, I was so excited that Ray Liotta was in the movie, but man, was he mean? He
Hey.
was just a mean old man in this movie.
I'm just gonna do the morning show like this, with this accent. Hey, it's time for news with the Bonnie over there.
You could be one of them. You could be like one of them guys in the movie, Evan.
Hey, I can tell you, I got a lot of Italian in me.
But be careful when they send you out on a mission. You never know what the mission is that you got to do.
Hey, you over here. Come over here. Bring that
Do you
pizza
wanna
over
do it?
here. No. Anyway, a woman's scream triggered a domino effect of screaming. Yes, a woman's scream triggered a domino effect of screaming. This woman is opening a bottle of water at a dinner table, and she has 4 friends at the dinner table, and they're all minding their own business. And she just lets out this random scream as she opens the bottle of water, and all her friends domino effect a scream.
So everybody's screaming all in sequence?
Yes, listen.
I wonder what they thought was going to come out of that bottle when she opened it, or if they think that she saw something they weren't seeing coming out of the bottle.
Oh my, listen again. Could you imagine you walk up to the table and you're about to take the order and you say, good evening, welcome to Father Guido's Italian restaurant. How you doing? Can we take your order?
My gosh.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, I don't think I would want to do that with people visiting my dinner table
Oh,
and,
man.
open up something and try to scare them all like
Right?
that.
How you doing? Welcome. How you doing? How you doing? That's going to be the phrase of the morning. How you doing?
Forget about it.
Forget about it. How you doing? Hey,
I have a terrible New York accent when I try to do that.
Really?
I know. I can't even fake it.
and I'm from New York,
Yeah.
but I don't have a New York accent.
No, you don't. Yours is kind of like
Well, I've
middle
lived here
of the
for
road.
50 years. You would think my New York accent is gone by now.
Yeah, when I hear you, Evan, you really can't tell like where you're from.
Now, if I talk with a New York accent, then it tells you I'm from Queens and Long Island.
That
sounds like
yeah.
a little more New York.
That's sounding like the medium almost.
New
Whatever
Yorkish.
happened to that medium lady?
Oh, the lady with the blonde hair.
Was she like a Long
I
Island?
follow her on Instagram, and I can't remember her name for the life of me. Google, if you would please, Long Island medium lady,
All right.
and you'll get her name. It'll come right up instantly. It should. And she's amazing at what she did on TV. You ever watch that show?
I watched it once in a while. See, Long Island medium TV series. Teresa.
That's it. Teresa. What's her last name? Teresa something.
I know it was like an Italian name,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was Teresa.
An evening. No, I'm just getting an evening with Teresa, the Long Island medium. I
Gotta get a last
Was it
name.
Caputo or
Yes,
something?
Teresa Caputo. That's it. Bingo. You hit the nail on the head. Teresa Caputo. That's her name.
I think I have a friend with that same last name. That's why it came to me just now.
Hey, yo, it's Teresa Caputo, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Teresa Caputo's her
Yeah,
name.
nice, good Italian name. She
Yeah.
could be in the Sopranos too.
Yeah, I wonder how much air pressure she uses to inflate her hair.
I love her hair. Actually,
Her hair is like way out there.
This is the hair that I want to achieve. This is like almost like my wig, only I
you
have
serious?
brunette.
Oh my gosh, that's just
The last time I went out, though, it seems like my wig went up that high.
she looks like she should be the lead singer in the B-52s.
You're right, right?
Right?
I love it, but I like her hair. I like that big poofy thing she
That's
has
the
going.
style, but that was the style back in the day.
Yeah,
My mom used to wear a
I wish
hairstyle
that
like that.
style would kind of come back.
It's kind of like a beehive.
It is a little bit.
I
I
mean-
could see her putting it like in a cute ponytail, maybe too. No, wait, then she'd have her hair. Her top would look like the sun or something.
I
It
can
would just-
guarantee you she owns stock in the hairspray company.
I bet she does.
Yeah, she definitely does.
Yeah.
Did you know 40% of women said if they had more time in their day, they would do more reading? If
Yeah,
they
I
had more
know.
time in their day, they would do more reading.
I know. I just brought my magazines back to the library, and I
Mhm.
didn't even read a single article
Are
out
you
of the
serious?
magazines.
You
Yeah.
checked them out, and now did they charge a late fee if you bring them back late?
Not from the magazines. They didn't with
Okay,
me. They
okay.
don't seem to mind, but I always bring them back to like in mint condition.
Okay.
It's probably because I never opened them up to read.
Okay. Or the cats didn't get them, one of the two.
Yeah.
They're perfect condition. Did you know 21% of us are planning to cut down on drinking alcohol to get healthier? To get healthier.
Well, yeah.
21% of the population.
Yeah, I could believe that. Yep.
That's a good one. Did you know that 1 out of 5 people will not eat fruit, even though they should? They will not eat fruit,
Some
even though they
people
should be eating
just
fruit.
don't like have fruit as a go-to.
Now, I'm going to be adding fruit to my new diet.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy some bananas and some strawberries, and I'm going to possibly bring that with me in the morning as like my breakfast.
Bananas should be good. They should be filling, right?
Potassium.
Yeah.
But the only downfall to bananas is they can constipate you.
Really?
Yeah, I hate to
never
bring
knew
that up this morning, but yeah, bananas are also a food you eat if you have like a loose bowel movement or
I did
something.
not know that about
yeah,
bananas.
bananas are constipating.
Yeah.
They are.
Wow.
And I'm not even a doctor, and I know those things.
Holy man.
There you go. Interesting fact.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Good potassium too.
Did you know the most profitable food item sold in America? Do you know what it is? Take a guess.
Pizza.
Nope.
Uh,
You would never
food-
guess this in a million
hamburgers.
ideas.
A hamburger.
Nope.
Would be.
Pet food.
Oh.
Pet food has the highest markup
Yeah.
for profit. Pet food. Did you know a survey found that peanuts are the most popular. I'm sorry, did you know a survey found that peanut is the most popular nickname people give to their baby?
Oh yeah,
So when the
my
baby's
little
first born,
peanut.
look at my little peanut, he's so cute.
Yeah.
Right? We did that with Gavin.
Did you?
Yeah, we called him Peanut.
Yeah.
Yep, he was no bigger than about that big.
Or some of them call it peanut head.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Or
What-
pumpkin head.
Pumpkin.
Give my little pumpkin head.
Yeah.
You know, did you know grocery stores sell a total of $5.5 billion worth of impulse buy items every single year?
You know where those impulse buy items are? They're at my favorite store, Burlington's.
Mhm.
But I gotta say, I like it.
Mhm.
Takes you like forever, it seems to,
Mhm.
especially like when the line is long.
Mhm.
But I like that they have all those items on display,
They're right there.
like going up to the checkout.
Yep.
And then
They want you to spend that extra $5.
yes, they do. And sometimes I do, like if I'm Christmas shopping
Mhm.
or just shopping for
Mhm.
things for people, I can grab this for them, grab that for
You know what I
them.
noticed
love
since we're
it.
talking about that, about impulse items too,
Yeah.
is whenever you walk into your local Publix or your local grocery store, right as you walk in, they always have the BOGOs. They're right there at that entrance, like the Coke product or the stuffing boxes,
Yeah.
or this or that. It's always buy one get one, buy two get one, or buy three get two.
And I like the BOGOs. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of like, I'm drawn to that situation right away.
I'm a huge fan of the BOGOs, but only on when they put the tea that I drink, my Snapple tea.
Uh-huh.
When they put my Snapple tea on sale, I will stock up.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
So,
it's because it's like $8 for a 6-pack.
but you know what? I wish they could just put like bread and milk and eggs
Mhm.
all at the front where those BOGOs are too, because
Yeah.
sometimes that's all you stop in for.
Yeah, but then
You
they got to
gotta-
move all the coolers up front and all that other
You
stuff.
got to walk all the way in back of the store.
Yep.
And that's something else they want you to do. So you grab some more while you're walking through the store.
It's a visual thing.
Yeah.
They get you is what they do. They hypnotize you. Hey, you over there, come over here. We got a BOGO for you. You know what I'm talking about? Hey,
But we don't have a body in the freezer.
No body in the freezer today. Hey, All right, it's 6:48 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. The best deals in town on precious metals. Please go see Hockley, our very good friend, over at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning to you, Evan. Colin Powell's death is increasing conversations of the COVID-19 vaccines and underlying health conditions. WPTV's Tanya Rogers spoke with a physician about COVID complications.
Sorrow over the passing of General Colin Powell, the former U.S. Secretary of State and chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
We always had great counsel. We will certainly miss him. I feel as if I have a hole in my heart.
Powell's family says he passed away from COVID-19 complications.
COVID-19 in itself has a lot of serious complications in select population of people, including issues with, pulmonary issues, blood issues.
We are finding out Powell reportedly had multiple myeloma.
It is reported that he also had something called multiple myeloma. That was a plasma cell disorder, which, based on the phase which is at, can add to complications of the disease.
Complications that could affect the immune system.
It's possible that he succumbed to the complications of COVID-19, but multiple myeloma, yes, it can contribute to your morbidity, depending on what phase and how your treatment was.
Powell was fully vaccinated against COVID-19.
As with any vaccine, the chance as you get older, there is a 0.004% chance of morbidity even in a vaccinated adult. I don't know when his last dose of vaccine was, so if it is over 6 months, possibly did he get a booster or not, I don't know the particular healthcare privacy information.
Each situation is unique.
Because vaccine is the same, but the bodies are different.
Tanya Rogers, WPTV News Channel 5.
As South Fork High School celebrates homecoming Thursday, its annual parade will create road closures here from early afternoon and into the night. The closures will be west to east on Southeast Bridge Road from Southeast Hercules Avenue to Southeast Dixie Highway. According to the Martin County Public Works Department, the closures will continue south on Southeast Dixie Highway to Southeast Olympus Street. The road closures start at 2 p.m. and are to end by 8 p.m. Drivers should expect delays and should follow detours. With Halloween around the corner, there are lots of places to get your fright on. WPTV's John Shaman with the story.
There are the frightening faces and discarded digits soon to be displayed throughout the Mercy Asylum, a haunted house in the making in Port St. Lucie.
Like this stuff, who has the time to do this?
Jacob Blake and his team are the visionaries here.
Work together and create a whole experience that's out of this world.
The imaginary horrors, nothing compared to Jacob's real-life experiences. He was 5 when he was diagnosed with a rare brain disorder. Survival wasn't certain. It took a year for him to talk afterward.
Got a wish for Make-A-Wish. It really changed my life. I met Cher and kind of shaped my whole future.
For more than 15 years, he's gotten joy creating scares for others.
Me, my father, and my mother, and a whole family decided to start a little Halloween walkthrough.
That little walkthrough evolved from his own house to a church, now to a Port St. Lucie shopping center, giving new meaning to shop till you drop.
After 20, everyone is itching to do something that's more impactful and local.
This year, a personal tragedy added impact to this year's Mercy Asylum. Jacob's father passed away suddenly. It was determined later he had a rare vascular disease, one that also claimed the life of actor John Ritter.
He was really the roots of building the grunt work, and his community outreach that he did in his own life kind of showed me really how important it is to just selflessly give.
So now, besides raising thousands for Make-A-Wish, Blake's new nonprofit is also generating money for the John Ritter Foundation.
It gives us more power to give back locally.
So if you'd like to get your fright on and help 2 good causes, the scaring begins this Friday in the St. Lucie Square behind the St. Lucie Draft House along US 1 at Kitterman Road. In St. Lucie County, John Shaman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
A well-known Central Florida defense attorney is facing charges that could send him to prison for life. Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez says Hal Ureg was representing a man accused of raping a 9-year-old girl, and he tried to get the child and her father to claim nothing happened.
Write a declination, basically a letter to the state attorney saying the rape didn't happen. Avoid being served with a subpoena so you don't have to go to court to testify.
Ureg was part of the Casey Anthony and George Zimmerman trials, saying she is responding to voter calls for a fighter and a leader. Miami State Senator Annette Taddeo entered the governor's race Monday, growing the Democratic field of contenders looking to defeat Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. And lastly, a day at the beach turned into a proposal for Kourtney Kardashian, who is now engaged to Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker. People magazine and celebrity website TMZ reported Barker arranged the proposal at a beach in Montecito, California, which is near Santa Barbara. It will be Kardashian's first marriage. She has 3 children with ex-boyfriend Scott Disick. It will be Barker's 3rd marriage. The pair have been dated for several months. The Tennessee Titans beat the Buffalo Bills at home on Monday Night Football in a thriller, 34-31, with seconds to play in the game. And Tennessee and both the Buffalo Bills are now 4-2. Our news time is 6:54, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
6:56 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how's it looking outside?
We are seeing a couple of accidents right now here in Martin County on the Turnpike northbound. We're seeing an accident. It's in Palm City at mile marker 131. And this accident is northbound Turnpike, Palm City. There's not any roadblock. There's also an accident up to the north of us on I-95 southbound 131. And we're not seeing any roadblock from this accident also. If you see something, say something. Call us at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. Port St. Lucie, we have 72. It's a hot 87 in Luxor, Egypt this morning. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the low 70s and some upper 60s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the mid 80s, mostly sunny skies, low humidity, and breezy winds out of the east-northeast. Tomorrow, a copy and paste forecast. Pleasant weather with highs in the mid 80s, breezy with plenty of sunshine, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Thursday, moisture increases a little and some showers will be possible. Highs in the mid 80s with a little bit more humidity. By the end of the work week, scattered showers and storms return to the forecast, highs in the mid 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And a top of the morning to you and yours on this October the 19th, 2021.
Is it over yet?
No, it's not over because we haven't even just started.
What is this show?
This show is called the Get Up and Go Show.
Oh, God, you're showing everything.
No, I'm not showing everything. I am fully covered and fully dressed. So I don't know what you're talking about. 7:08 is the time. Mr. Clock, would you certify the time, please?
It's now 7:08 a.m.
7:08 a.m. on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Batgirl, otherwise known as Bonnie Ashley. That's your alter ego this morning.
Because Evan wants me to be Batgirl for Halloween for some reason.
Just a fantasy, that's all.
So you'll be
no,
Batman.
I'm just kidding.
Then
I'll be Batman.
Yeah.
I'll be Batman. Now, then we just have to find somebody to play Robin.
We could get Phil, your friend Phil could be
He's too tall.
He would be a very big Robin.
He's too tall.
We would be kind of like going out of the box per se.
Yeah, he's too tall. I know Denny Artachi could play the Joker. No, I got a better one.
Yeah.
Denny could play the Penguin.
My Gary could play the Joker.
There you go. There you go.
He's
or
very tall and thin.
Gary could be Robin too, because Robin was thin also.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's we have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Oh boy. So did you catch any of the first hour?
No, I did not.
Boy, am I glad. That's all I'm gonna
He
say.
threw you under the bus about something, but now I'm trying to remember what he threw you under the bus about. Oh yeah, it was shoes. Ladies' pairs of shoes lying in wait in the office. And many pairs there lying there. But you know what? In your defense now, Rachel, in your defense, I said that I do it too, just like you. If that makes you feel any better.
It's my office. I want to leave my shoes in there. I can leave my shoes in there.
Now, do you leave them in the bedroom too? Bedside?
Not all the time. Sometimes they do end up in front of my dresser. But my dresser's on my side of the bed. He doesn't walk over there except at night sometimes to turn the fan on if I haven't already done it.
Why does this sound so familiar? Because that's what I try to give myself credit for too. My shoes that I leave lying there, and maybe my socks that I'll leave there, sometimes a pair of underwear. It's on my side of the bed. And that's right. He never walks over there unless he has to turn on a fan too.
But yet he cleaned his closet out and he's got a pile of stuff that I trip over.
Oh, now he does.
Because it's right next to the hallway.
Now you know how I feel sometimes.
I don't know how you feel because you don't have to walk over to my side.
Way to get him back, because we would have no idea that Evan would leave a pile anywhere.
I'm afraid to open her closet door that shoes would just come.
It's a hot mess.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shoes.
So now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know, Evan.
If you opened up her closet door, shoes would just start spewing out like a water spigot.
That's not a true statement.
They're all over the floor.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't mean they're going to spew out. No one's asking you to go in my closet. And if we want to get technical, you have way more shoes than I do.
But are my shoes organized?
It doesn't matter.
They're organized. At least I can go into my closet.
Yeah, I can walk into my closet just fine.
Let me finish. I can at least walk into my closet and I can pick a pair of shoes without having to dig through the pile like this. Oh, here's one. Oh, wait, let me go find the other one. It's buried under this pile over here.
I am highly capable of going into my closet and picking my shoes out, regardless of if
I'm going to take a
pile or
picture,
not.
Bonnie. I'm going to bring
But
it in
you know
tomorrow.
what? I'm with Rachel, and I feel Rachel's pain because
I'm
sometimes
glad you do.
My closet door will be closed too, or maybe if I did leave it open just a hair, it's like I would be like, "Why are you peeking in there anyway? And why are you comparing my closet to your closet? If I can retrieve my own stuff out of my closet and find it, shouldn't that be up to me about arranging and how neat I keep my closet?" So there.
Okay.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Wow.
You knew I was a hot mess when you married me. You married me anyhow.
I know I married a hot mess. What can I say? Well, you're still a hot mess, but that's okay.
No, I think he just thinks you're hot.
Well,
not
that's
messy.
besides the point. She knew that when I met her 24, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Jeez. So, how do you like the color of your office?
I love the color of my office.
Thank you. You picked it out, though.
I bet it's pretty. I want to see a picture. Send me a picture of
I
it
will
later.
I'll send you the completed
Yeah.
project after we go through all the stuff that's out in the living room.
All that
But
stuff.
half of it is probably going to get tossed.
It's probably not as bad
Don't
as.
touch my stuff.
That's now you took the words right out of my mouth
Yeah.
too. Something I would say to my better half. Please
Yeah.
don't touch it
Yeah.
until I really decide.
It's a complete disarray right now, like I talked about in the first hour. Don't get me started.
I bet it's not half that bad either.
No, it's bad.
No.
You can be
Oh,
the
no,
judge.
it is.
Oh.
Our
See?
entire formal living room is covered in. I didn't realize how much stuff was in my office.
Thank
But
you.
the issue at hand
She admits
is
it.
it's my stuff.
She admits it though.
Yeah, I know. I feel what you're saying. It's
Mhm.
it's
And the-
your stuff, and yeah,
It's my stuff.
I'm with
Bottom
you.
line, I've already gone through it when Delilah and I organized my office 6 months ago.
Yeah, what happened to that? Just kidding.
Did you say
Yeah.
Delilah?
Delilah's our daughter-in-law.
That's a pretty name. You don't hear that. You don't hear that often.
I think my wife hung up on me.
Did she?
No,
Hello?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'm like, oh boy, I really ticked her off this morning.
So you at least had your daughter-in-law that kind of helped you with that stuff?
She did.
See, I need a
Right.
neat organizing lady to help me with stuff.
Well, you'll have to wait till after the baby's born.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Right.
she's the one with.
Yeah, no. A lot of what I have is I've got a lot of books. I've got and like things like that. I've already gone through. Like the books that are there are still books I haven't read.
Yeah. Yeah. And you still might read them someday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Someday.
Well, I go through that too. I can't laugh because there are things that I hold on to and then I'm not using, and I think I'm going to use them someday.
Is there anything else you'd like to plead the fifth about?
I'm not pleading the fifth about anything.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Oh, are you going to have a better morning after this? Because I hear that tone and I know what you're feeling. I just know that feeling. I do. I really do.
I know, because Gary busts your chops all the time,
Yeah,
right?
I go through it at home, and then I come here once a morning to relax.
And then you get it from me. So you're getting it from both sides.
And then I hear the two of you, and there's just no getting away from it.
Well, welcome to our world. It's a very open book on the radio.
Calgonite, take me away.
Yes, Calgon, take me
Or
away.
Is it Calgon?
It's Calgon.
On that note,
Yes, on that note, go get
time
your
for birthdays and anniversaries.
Thank you.
That was a good introduction.
Wow, boy, she's like right on cue. She
Yeah.
just introduced it.
That was a good one too.
All right, Rachel. We'll start with Rachel. Rachel, what do you got for birthdays this morning?
Oh, I think
she hung
went,
up.
I think she went somewhere.
She hung up. Okay, she left us. All right,
Oh.
boy, she just introed the segment for
Yeah,
us. And
that's
hung up on me.
Probably a good thing because I could feel her heat.
Yeah, then some. Oh boy, I think I'll be sleeping on the couch with all the other garbage that's in the living room. Anyway, what do you got for me this morning, Bonnie?
Nobody to wish to. I don't know anybody who's really celebrating.
All right.
I don't.
After that conversation.
I know.
Play it safe. All right, Rebecca Ferguson, 38 years old today. That's Lisa Faust on Mission Impossible movies. Jillian Jacobs is 39. That's Britta Perry on Community. Desmond Harrington, 45. That's Joey Quinn on Dexter. Cindy Thompson, the country singer, is 45 years old today.
Do you know that country music singer, Evan?
I don't. The wife might,
Uh-huh.
because she's a country music.
What does I wonder what she sings?
I don't know. Cindy Thompson. What I Really Meant to Say is her hit.
I don't know it.
Chris Catton, 51, former SNL cast member. Trey Parker, 52, from South Park. Ty Pennington, Extreme Makeover and Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
How old
He is
he?
57.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
See, I would only picture. I thought he was maybe about 52.
No, 57 years old
Wow,
today.
he's getting closer to that 60 note.
The guy who got his ear bit off by Mike Tyson. You know who that is, right?
Evander Holyfield.
Yes, he's
right?
59 years old today.
59. He is.
59.
Mhm.
John Lithgow is 76. That's the Trinity killer on Dexter.
Oh, the lead vampire too in The
Yep.
Lost Boys.
Yes.
I love John Lithgow.
Jeannie Riley is 76. That's the singer of Harper Valley PTA.
I tried to sing that song one time during karaoke.
Did you?
Man, is that a hard song to sing. I mean, I was watching the teleprompter, with the words coming through.
Mhm.
And the day my mama, the Harper Valley PTA, and
So
what is
the song called again?
The Harper Valley PTA.
Okay.
And man, if you're like doing it on a teleprompter, or if you're trying to sing karaoke to that tune, man, the words go by, they fly by so fast.
Do
It's
they?
a really hard one to keep up with.
Wow. Like they zip by very, very fast.
It's like zip line.
Really?
Yeah.
Zip lining. Okay. Well, there you go. See, just like that, it comes up.
I mean, it sounds like
All right,
good
here's
and
the
slow and
words.
twangy, like
Here
you
it
could do
comes.
it. PT wife who
Here
had
it
a
goes.
teenage daughter
Wait,
who
hold on.
attended Harper Valley Junior High. Well, I spoke with her and I had a word with her to say. The day my mama socked it to my Harper Valley PTA. You can't do it. You can't do it.
They just go flying by.
They do. Did you see how it prompts?
Yes.
It's just like wing, 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 and
Blink
you try
and
to
it's over.
And you try to keep up with it.
You blink and it's over.
And after you had maybe a beer and a shot too, it makes it even harder.
Oh my Lord. Okay.
But it tells a good story.
It does.
Yeah,
It
because
really does.
Mom really socked it to the Harper Valley PTA in the end.
Today is National New Friends Day. So make room for new friendships and new connections in your life and celebrate friendships everywhere that you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Evan,
also,
you make a lot of those. You're good at making
I am
friends.
Mr. Socialite all the way.
You really are.
It's also National Evaluate Your Life Day. So those of you that are hoarders out there, evaluate your life. I don't know why I didn't know why that just came up.
Evaluate what you want to let go.
Yeah.
And let it go.
Yeah, just let it go.
Let it
Let
go.
it go. Let it go. That's from Disney, isn't it?
I think it is.
Something like that.
I think so.
It's also National LGBT Center Awareness Day. Get ready to learn about the importance of LGBTQ centers in your community. Almost every community has them, so please respect those kind folks. It's also National Pharmacy Technician Day. We celebrate the men and women behind the counter that make all the drugs that make you better.
Yeah.
So when you see a pharmacist today, go up and say, "Hey, thanks for being there."
Thanks.
Because they are also people that are part of the whole first responder.
I know some of them have been working some long hours
Mm-hmm.
too. Like I met one that came to my massage area, my
Mhm.
massage place, and this pharmacy tech was telling me that, oh, good gosh, they're just like working these overnight hours and
Yeah.
long hours
Yep.
with the shortage of people. I think they worked down to the south of us somewhere at a pharmacy.
It's National Seafood Bisque Day.
Oh,
You ever had seafood bisque?
I could go for some.
Isn't
right?
it really? It's really good, isn't
like
it?
a lobster bisque, isn't
Yes,
it? Or
really good.
any kind of seafood in it.
Mhm. Clam
Yeah.
chowder.
Yeah, you're right.
The best clam chowder I have ever had is up in Fort Pierce. There's a restaurant that sits on the water. And I can't think of the name of it. I want to say about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I was in the area. I went by myself and had lunch, and their clam chowder was to die for.
Decadence.
It was
Wow.
it was so good.
See, I like it. I like the Progresso clam chowder even. I've
Mm-hmm.
never sat down to try a real authentic maybe clam chowder like what you're saying.
Yeah, it's really good up there.
Oh man.
It's a place up in Fort Pierce.
Yeah.
It's off of, if you take Orange Avenue from I-95, and
Is it Archie's or somewhere?
No.
that-
Archie's is I know where Archie's is though. It's kind of, Archie's is if you take Seaway Drive all the way down, but this you take Orange Avenue off 95 and you go all the way down to the end.
Oh.
You hit the water, make a left, And then right as the road curves to the left,
Yeah.
the restaurant sits there right on the
man.
right-hand side.
What a nice setting for
Yeah.
a restaurant,
Yeah,
too, that
definitely.
would be.
Definitely so. Great clam chowder. Can't remember the name of the place. If you happen to know it, call us up, 772-220-9788.
Is it A1A or Indian River Drive?
I don't know. All I just know is Orange Avenue due east until you can't go anymore and you run into the ocean. Take a
Wonderful.
left, and then as the road starts to curve to the left, it's on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Where the boat docks and
Would
all
be
that stuff
worth a
is.
drive
Yeah,
for,
definitely so.
right?
For some good clam chowder. Maybe I'll go there today. 7:22. I can't. I got stuff to do. 7:22 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's get right to the news desk. Bonnie has the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. 2 Indian River County Elementary School physical education teachers have been arrested after they made their way inside the wrong apartment, and one of them got into a stranger's bed, resulting in an altercation and shooting, according to Sheriff Eric Flowers. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more on the story.
Seen on surveillance video from an apartment complex in Vero Beach.
You can see the gentleman who lives in the house running away on video, and Mr. Cohen is chasing after him.
The Indian River County Sheriff says 2 elementary school teachers chase a man in the middle of the night after deputies say the teachers mistakenly entered that victim's apartment. What's not seen, the moment one teacher is accused of pulling the trigger.
Just after they get off screen, you hear 4 gunshots ring out, and our victim is shot in the back.
Deputies say Darius Cohen, a PE teacher at Indian River Academy, and Akua Hallback, a PE teacher at Sebastian Elementary School, were out drinking back on October 10th when they left with a woman to go to the preserves at Oslo.
Nothing good is happening after midnight.
Deputies say the men eventually left the woman's apartment, and when they went to return, they re-entered the wrong unlocked apartment. Investigators say Hallback even got in the wrong bed. Her daughter had been asleep. The victim was able to get both men to leave, but deputies say things did not end in the parking lot.
When they get out into the parking lot, a scuffle ensues. At some point, somebody produces a gun.
Deputies say an anonymous tip from Crime Stoppers shared the names of Cohen and Hallback and where they lived. Deputies are still hoping that anyone with more information on the incident will come forward. Both teachers who started teaching this year have since been fired.
You go through a background check. So as mentioned, they both clear the background check. You go through the background check. You also do a drug screening. So they went through the appropriate process.
Cohen is being charged with attempted murder, and Hallback faces charges for drug possession. Investigators say more charges could be filed. As for the victim, he's been released from the hospital. In Vero Beach, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV.
Those most impacted by the Parkland school massacre are expected to receive payments from a $25 million settlement reached with Broward County Public Schools.
Attorney David Brill, who represents families of those killed psychologically injured, says most of the money will be paid to those who lost a loved one in the attack. Late last week, confessed gunman Nicholas Cruz pleaded guilty on battery charges against a jail guard. He's expected to plead guilty on Wednesday to all charges associated with the school shooting. I'm Lisa Taylor.
Florida became the 18th state to pass the 80% vaccination percentage for adults receiving at least one COVID-19 shot, according to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Monday. As South Fork High School celebrates homecoming on Thursday, its annual parade will create road closures here from early afternoon into the evening. The closures will be west to east on Southeast Bridge Road from Southeast Hercules Avenue to Southeast Dixie Highway, according to the Martin County Public Works Department. The closures will continue south on Southeast Dixie Highway to Southeast Olympus Street. The road closures start at 2 p.m. and are to end by 8 p.m. Drivers should expect delays and should follow detours. There's another Democratic candidate for governor of Florida.
My name is Annette Tadeo. I'm a lifelong Democrat, and I'm running for governor because Florida, I believe in us. With our fighting spirit, there's no limit to how high or how far we can fly.
Tadeo is a state senator from Miami who made her announcement in a video posted on Facebook. She joins Charlie Crist and Nikki Fried in the Democratic field. Lastly, Walt Disney World is debuting a brand new service today. Disney Genie is a free digital service designed to help visitors plan and enhance their park experience. Washington State fired football coach Nick Rolovich and 4 of his assistants on Monday after they refused to comply with a mandate that all state employees be vaccinated against COVID-19. Washington Governor Jay Inslee had set a deadline of Monday for thousands of state employees, including the Cougars coaches, to be vaccinated against the coronavirus or risk losing their jobs. Washington State Athletic Director Pat Chun said during a Monday night news conference, "It is disheartening to be here today. Our football team is hurting." Also fired were assistant coaches Ricky Logo, John Richardson, Craig Stutzman, and Mark Weber after they did not comply with Inslee's proclamation that was issued in August. Chun said there may be no precedent for a team losing its head coach and so many assistants in the middle of a season. Rolovich was the highest paid state employee with an annual salary of more than $3 million in a contract that runs through 2025. News time 7:28, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
Seven 7:28 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Let's take a look outside. Here's Bonnie.
Well, Evan, we did see a couple of accidents earlier, including up in the Fort Pierce area. There was one on a major roadway right here in Palm City. It looks like those accidents have cleared. So, yeah, if you're heading out on the major highways, they're up to speed right now. To the north of us, to the south of us, things are looking good. In Martin and St. Lucie County, you can expect a good ride right now. That's your latest look at traffic. Palm City, we have 76, and in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, a cloudy 50. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the low 70s and some upper 60s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the mid 80s, mostly sunny skies, low humidity, and breezy winds out of the east-northeast. Tomorrow, a copy and paste forecast, pleasant weather with highs in the mid 80s, breezy with plenty of sunshine, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Thursday, moisture increases a little and some showers will be possible. Highs in the mid 80s with a little bit more humidity. By the end of the work week, scattered showers and storms return to the forecast, highs in the mid 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you, live on the air. Give them a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
This is not headline news. Khloe Kardashian and Travis Barker are engaged. The date of the wedding is unknown. But if my Kardashian calculations are correct, the date of the divorce should be about 6 weeks later. Phil Collins has a massive collection of Alamo artifacts that some experts believe could be fake. Beginning with Pee Wee Herman's bike, I'm pretty sure the seller saw Phil Collins coming on that one. Tony Bennett set a new Guinness World Record for being the oldest person to release an album of new material. Your move, Madonna. And today is Evaluate Your Life Day. And for us in radio, that's every day. Just kidding. What else can you get in life for free? Evaluate that. This is not headline news.
From not headline news to the stupid stuff.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
So first off, before I get into stupid news, I have to thank Pittsburgh Deb for texting me this morning, because that prompted me to go online and look at the restaurant she sent me, which was next to the restaurant I was thinking about, Bonnie.
Okay.
So the restaurant I was talking about, the clam chowder, is Krabby's.
Krabby's.
Krabby's. That's the one that has the awesome clam chowder.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, and Krabby's.
Yes.
Sounds like the kind of restaurant I want to go to.
Yep, definitely so. And the top of the morning to Pittsburgh Deb, we miss you, and we need to get you to come in and hang out with us one morning.
That would be fun.
Or just give us a call or something.
If she could give up her walk in the morning, I know
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
She
Deb
could walk
likes
over to here.
Walk. She could walk across the bridge.
Yeah.
And be with us.
Walk right over here. Real simple.
Walk right in. Sit right down, and baby, let your hair hang down.
That's it. Do your thing. So we're gonna go to and again I preface this, I'm not picking on you this morning, Bonnie, but we're gonna go to Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh,
to
I
start.
lived there for 5 years.
Okay.
5 years of the life.
Well, police in Madison, Wisconsin are looking for two guys accused of stealing a bronze sculpture of Humpty Dumpty sitting on a toilet. Do you know anything about Humpty Dumpty sitting on a toilet in Madison?
I should call my cousin. She's a cop in Madison.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of this one, no.
Well, the name of the piece is actually called Dumpty Humpty. That's the name of the sculpture.
So the owners of this named it Dumpty Humpty.
Dumpty Humpty. Now, the
Okay.
artist says it's worth about $1,400. She was selling stuff at an art fair this past Saturday and noticed two guys hanging out near her booth who seemed a little suspicious. Then she left her booth for a minute, and when she came back, they were gone, and so was the statue.
And so was Dumpty Humpty.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
Yes.
Oh.
Cops posted a few security pictures and hope someone can ID these perps. Now, they think at least one of them is a college kid in his early 20s, and they also released a photo of the sculpture which shows Humpty, mid-Dumpty, with his pants down
Oh, gee.
around his ankles. So I guess that's why
That's how we can find.
Yeah.
Oh, I brought up a picture of a bronze Dumpty Humpty.
Yeah.
Oh, this one looks like it is from out of Madison. Look at that's kind of impressive. Look at
Oh, that's it. You found
that's
it.
how he appears.
That's what they stole.
That's kind of cool.
It is kind of very cool looking.
You know, I don't think I would turn my back on that bronze statue for 1 minute, Evan.
Mhm.
That look at the face and look at the details in that Dumpty Humpty sculpture there.
Mhm.
It looks like a bronze
Yeah.
egg.
Mhm.
Face of kind of like an old man, kind of heavy set.
Right.
And then with as his body winds down, it just becomes more elf-like with little bitty tiny legs
Yep.
and this big egg-shaped head on top. Oh, he's even sitting on a bronze toilet right there.
Oh, yes.
I wonder
The
if they-
porcelain throne, as they call it.
What if they took the toilet too?
Yeah, they took everything.
Oh my gosh.
They took everything. That's pretty how do we put it? Pretty crappy.
And if I were her, I would have not wanted to turn my head away on that display for
Yeah.
1 minute.
They
A
have
little
yet
Dumpty Humpty
they have
being
yet to
gone.
find the thieves, just so you know. So anyway, a woman has claimed she was billed for crying during surgery, prompting yet more outcry over the intricacies of the American healthcare system.
Wait a minute, she was billed for crying?
She was billed for crying during surgery. A senior citizen says she was billed for crying during surgery, prompted yet a more outcry over the intricacies of American healthcare system. Sounds like a job for Marty Jacobson.
I know.
Because seniors are always preyed upon. So this woman, who goes by the name of Midge on Twitter, received an invoice following a simple mole removal procedure and was shocked to discover an unexpected $11 charge for what was described as brief emotion. Mole removal, $223, crying extra, she tweeted, joking, "I didn't even get a darn sticker."
You gotta be kidding.
Yeah.
She took a moment to cry, so they billed her for it?
Yeah, $11.
They'll find everything, won't they?
Yes.
It's like now you got to get insured for that sort of
Yeah.
thing. If I
I
get
mean,
emotional during my
yeah.
procedure,
Yeah,
is
they bill
insurance
you.
going to cover it?
They bill you.
You're going to get billed.
I wonder if you break wind.
Ah,
While you're on the table, they're going to charge you a breaking wind fee
she
or
should have
something like
broken
that.
wind for that.
Yeah.
Given them some of it.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Marty Jacobson, if you could look into that for us, please. We'll send you the file and information, and hopefully you can catch the do justice for those people and get that lady's $11 back.
That's unheard of. What state was that in? That's just ridiculous.
That was, let me see here.
And
did I erase it? No, it doesn't say what state it was.
And
No.
I come into people that have had to go to the emergency room or some sort of thing,
Mhm.
and then they get that billing, and
Mhm.
you're billed for all of these ridiculous little
Oh,
things,
yeah.
like one
A
little
Band-Aid.
one little aspirin that they
Yeah.
give you.
They charge you $50 for the aspirin.
Yeah, or
$49 handling fee and $1 for the cost of the darn pill.
or a Band-Aid, like you
Yeah.
said. Just
a box of Band-Aids is $3.
Mhm.
So they charge you $15 for a Band-Aid, and 14 of that is what's called a handling fee.
Man, those hospital bills all add up, don't they?
That's like going to a garage. And this is something that irks me.
Uh-huh.
They have what's called a shop fee. Okay, garages have shop fees.
Shouldn't that be the labor fee?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Marty Jacobson's calling me on my cell phone.
Oh.
And I can't talk on the air. So I'm hoping Marty will hear me on my cell phone. I can't talk on the radio. Call me on the studio line, 220-9788. But the whenever you go to a garage and dealerships, there's a dealership I went to recently. I had some work done.
Yeah.
And let me press this button here. Hold on. Okay. So I went to a dealership recently, and they have this like shop charge. They charge you like $10 or $15, like a shop fee because they're using their shop supplies like rags and towels and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Why should I have to pay for those rags? If I'm paying a shop fee for that rag to be used on my vehicle, then dang it, I want that rag. I'm taking it home. See what I'm saying? That's a shop fee.
Yeah. How big is your shop fee usually?
It could be anywhere from $5 to $15. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess if they own the shop though, and they want to charge that sort of thing, they can.
Yeah. Hi, good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, good morning. Okay, I got the list, and I'm on my way to work. I got to find Dumpty Humpty. I've got to do mole removal, and I got to deal with rag complaints.
So Marty, give me your thoughts on this whole shop fee thing, that all these different garages, they want to charge shop fees. Is that something they can do?
We see that it's in the fine print, something for you to negotiate when you go there. If it's over $100, you have to sign the invoice. So buyer beware. It's certainly a consumer issue.
Wow.
A lot of bait and switch get called in, or you go in for a $19 oil change, but then there's a $10 shop fee on the bottom. So read the fine print.
Or you can ask first, right, if there's going to be a shop fee, right, Marty?
Of course, or bring your own rag.
Now, Marty, here's a good question. If they're charging me a shop fee for the rags and things like that they use, do I have a right to ask for that rag to take it home with me?
haven't seen that, but for you, I would recommend you do that because you could probably use it to clean up a little.
Thanks. Thanks. Just I know, clean my act up. I know.
There you go.
There's
There
that comedy side of you. Hey, are you performing anywhere anytime soon? Doing any comedy, by the way?
I just came back from Arizona, where we're on a big working vacation tour.
Yeah.
So I have some things in the making, so we'll keep you posted.
All right. Are you going to go down to, the Kennel Club down in Palm Beach is doing comedy nights now, and they have all the different stars there. And Jimmy, the guy from
Jimmy Fallon?
No, not Jimmy Fallon.
Is it a comedian?
He's a comedian. He's a black Good Times. The guy from Good Times.
JJ Walker.
Yeah, JJ Walker. He's going to be down at the Kennel Club, and I was shocked to see they're bringing in Mr. Hickory Dickory Dock. Andrew Dice Clay is going to be there.
Wow.
I did a Kennel Club before, but I can't get the Greyhounds to laugh at my joke.
Well, the thing is, they're not there anymore, though. That's why.
That's because I was there and they laughed.
I see people walking with greyhounds here and there. I think they're like rescued greyhounds.
Yeah, they are.
That
They're rescued.
people got.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, Marty.
I want to throw out my number for Seniors versus Crime: 1-800-203-3099. We're a free service. We help seniors who've been victimized by fraud and deceptive business practices.
I love it. I love a shameless plug because it's always a great plug, though, by Marty Jacobson.
And it's helpful.
And it
It's
is. It really
helpful.
is. Marty, hey, listen, I look forward to seeing you soon.
Okay. Thanks for the work.
All right, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye now. Seniors versus Crime, great organization that Marty heads up there. Definitely. He's a big advocate.
He's
for
had the
seniors.
show. He's had the show on here too on WSTU on Sunday mornings, helping seniors.
Yep, for sure. Let's go to Texas, where a driver in Texas was recently pulled over for driving in a carpool lane last Wednesday without a living passenger. This guy had a full-size skeleton in the passenger seat.
Oh, wow.
And it was even wearing a hat. The police posted a photo and joked, "Our deputies saw right through the ruse and issued the driver a, get it, bona fide citation after a sternum lecture. Deputies wished him bon voyage."
Oh, nice.
Yes, that was very well written, I must say.
And did he name his passenger Mr. Bones?
Yes, he did.
Just Mr. Bones and me riding to work this morning.
Right. Lastly, we're going to go to Michigan, where a man was pulled over earlier this month, and his girlfriend, who was a passenger, thought she could get him out of trouble by calling 911 and reporting a shooting at a nearby hotel. Now, of course, it really didn't work. Some other officers responded to the hotel, realized there was no shooting, traced the call back to the woman. She was arrested and charged with making a false report. It's unclear what happened with her boyfriend. There's no word what the stop was about or if he was arrested for anything at all.
Wow.
Wow.
Sounds a little fishy.
Wow. Just stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Don't do things like that. Don't ride with a skeleton in your car either, because people do have skeletons in their closet.
You know what? I see this. I see 3 skeletons on my way to work every morning now in Port St. Lucie, Evan. It's right on Eroso.
Right.
And like when I'm traveling on Eroso South, I look off to my right, and at first I see what looks like a little lit up Christmas tree.
Right.
With, get this, 3 skeletons on a little bench hovering over this Christmas tree.
Oh, wow.
They got this like real life like skeletons hovering over it, and it looks so real. It's like one of the coolest decorations I've seen this year around town.
Very, very cool. Very cool. 7:47 right now. It is time for news, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. If you're looking for any kind of precious metals, silver, whatever it is, go see Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning to you once again. Colin Powell's death is increasing conversations of the COVID-19 vaccines and underlying health conditions. WPTV's Tanya Rogers spoke with a physician about COVID complications.
Sorrow over the passing of General Colin Powell, the former U.S. Secretary of State and chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
He always had great counsel. We will certainly miss him. I feel as if I have a hole in my heart.
Powell's family says he passed away from COVID-19 complications.
COVID-19
COVID-19 in itself has a lot of serious complications in select population of people, including issues with, pulmonary issues, blood issues.
We are finding out Powell reportedly had multiple myeloma.
It is reported that he also had something called multiple myeloma. That was a plasma cell disorder, which, based on the phase which is at, can add to complications of the disease.
Complications that could affect the immune system.
It's possible that he succumbed to the complications of COVID-19, but multiple myeloma, yes, it can contribute to your morbidity, depending on where, what phase, and how your treatment was.
Powell was fully vaccinated against COVID-19.
As with any vaccine, the chance as you get older, there is a 0.004% chance of morbidity even in a vaccinated adult. I don't know when his last dose of vaccine was. So if it is over 6 months, possibly did he get a booster or not? I don't know the particular healthcare privacy
information is unique.
Because vaccine is the same, so different.
Tanya Rogers, WPTV News Channel 5.
With Halloween around the corner, there are lots of places to get your fright on. WPTV's John Shaman with the story.
There are the frightening faces and discarded digits soon to be displayed throughout the Mercy Asylum, a haunted house in the making in Port St. Lucie.
Like this stuff, who has the time to do this?
Jacob Blake and his team are the visionaries here.
Work together and create a whole experience that's out of this world.
The imaginary horror is nothing compared to Jacob's real-life experiences. He was 5 when he was diagnosed with a rare brain disorder. Survival wasn't certain. It took a year for him to talk afterward.
Got a wish for Make-A-Wish. It really changed my life. I met Cher and kind of shaped my whole future.
For more than 15 years, he's gotten joy creating scares for others.
Me and my father and my mother and a whole family decided to start a little Halloween walkthrough.
That little walkthrough evolved from his own house to a church, now to a Port St. Lucie shopping center, giving new meaning to drop.
After 2020, I think everyone is itching to do something that's more impactful and local.
This year, a personal tragedy added impact to this year's Mercy Asylum. Jacob's father passed away suddenly. It was determined later he had a rare vascular disease, one that also claimed the life of actor John Ritter.
He was really the roots of building the grunt work, and his community outreach that he did in his own life kind of showed me really how important it is to just selflessly give.
So now, besides raising thousands for Make-A-Wish, Blake's new nonprofit is also generating money for the John Ritter Foundation.
It gives us more power to give back locally.
So if you'd like to get your fright on and help 2 good causes, the scaring begins this Friday in the St. Lucie Square behind the St. Lucie Draft House along US 1 at Kitterman Road. In St. Lucie County, John Shaman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Saying she is responding to voter calls for a fighter and a leader, Miami State Senator Annette Taddeo entered the governor's race on Monday, growing the Democratic field of contenders looking to defeat Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. Taddeo previously ran statewide as the running mate of one of her current rivals, U.S. Representative Charlie Crist of St. Petersburg, who has been campaigning for governor since May. Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried, Florida's lone statewide elected Democrat, entered the race a few weeks later. As South Fork High School celebrates homecoming Thursday, its annual parade will create road closures here from early afternoon and into the evening. The closures will be west to east on Southeast Bridge Road from Southeast Hercules Avenue to Southeast Dixie Highway, according to the Martin County Public Works Department. The closures will continue south on Southeast Dixie Highway to Southeast Olympus Street. The road closures start at 2 p.m. and are to end by 8 p.m. Drivers should expect delays and should follow detours. Florida became the 18th state to pass the 80% vaccination percentage for adults receiving at least one COVID-19 shot, according to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Monday. Well, lastly, a farmer from Wisconsin named Mike Schmidt grew a 2,520 pound pumpkin, which would have been the heaviest grown in the country this year. It also would have earned him a prize of more than $20,000. But I feel his pain. He was disqualified due to an imperfection. Mike says there was a tiny fingernail-sized crack that developed due to internal pressure from the pumpkin's large size and the awkward way it was growing. But he isn't upset. He said, quote, "It happens. There's no crying in pumpkin growing." The Boston Red Sox clobbered the Houston Astros in Game 3 of the ALCS in Boston. That score was 12-3, and Boston now leads the series 2-1. Game 4 in Boston tonight. The first pitch will be at 8:08 p.m. Hear that game tonight on our sister station, ESL. And the Atlanta Braves lead 2-0 in the NLCS over the LA Dodgers. Game 3 is in LA. That starts at 5:08 p.m. News time at 7:54. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$7:55 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for a peek outside for a look at traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, we are looking outside at a good ride this morning. Everything moving up to speed on the major highways. US 1 right now. Everything looking good coming over the Roosevelt Bridge. And if you see something, say something, tell us at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. Stewart, this morning we have 76, and in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, it's a cool 47. Here's more on our weather at WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the low 70s and some upper 60s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the mid 80s, mostly sunny skies, low humidity, and breezy winds out of the east-northeast. Tomorrow, a copy and paste forecast. Pleasant weather with highs in the mid 80s, breezy with plenty of sunshine, and a slim chance for an isolated shower.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the program.
Can I interest you in a nightcap?
No, I don't want a nightcap. I have a radio show to do.
Hello, old friends.
And hello to you, too.
My diet starts tomorrow.
Well, actually, my diet started just about 4 weeks ago, so please get that right. It's 8:07. Mr. Clock, would you certify the time?
It's now 8:07 a.m.
8:07 a.m. on the Get Up and Go show, and it's time for our weekly visit with the Martin County Sheriff's Office. Normally, Sheriff William Snyder would be here, and then always pinch hitting for him would be Chief Deputy John Budensink, but Chief Deputy John Budensink is not here, so now we have the number 3 batter in the lineup, and it's a young lady that heads up the Community Outreach Program. Trish Kukuvka is here, and I hope I said that right, Trish.
You sure did. Thank you.
All right. I get brownie points for that, right?
You sure do. Absolutely. Especially the number 3. I like that.
Well, you're batting third, playing first base, number 1, Trish Kukuvka.
Part of our major players, part of the
Yes.
major lineup.
Yes, got to have a team.
Oh, thank you.
You know, got to have
That's
a
right.
team.
Absolutely.
That's right. They're World Series champions every single year, as far as I'm concerned.
Put me in. I'm ready.
All right, there you go. Put me in, coach.
That's right.
So we have Trunk or Treat coming up. I want to talk
We
about
do.
that, how it's going to run, how it's going to work, what the kids can expect. So let our listeners know, if you would.
Sure. Our trunk or treat will be always on Halloween night, which is this year is on Sunday, October 31st, and it will run from 5 until 9. Now, we were going to we'll go back to our traditional walk around event, but with us just coming out of the second wave of COVID and the amount of people that we bring in such a small amount of space, we decided to hold off one more year, and we are still making it a drive-through this year. So the event will be a drive-through. We won't have any walk-ups, but the drive-through will have a lot of our assets on display, and then we will also we have about 30 businesses that are still with us and are still coming out to make sure that you guys make sure the community has a great event, handing out candy. We have music DJs. We'll have a movie playing. We'll have static displays. We'll have all different kinds of things for the kids and the families to take a look at.
With all of the vendors and, all of the people that participate in Trunk or Treat, they give out a lot of candy. Like I heard major amounts of candy from each business.
Yes, correct. And usually at our walk around event, which you can expect again this year, kids leave with pillowcases full of candy.
We're
and
talking
usually
pounds.
kids looking at us like, what? That's a lot of candy.
It's funny that you mentioned pillowcases because that's exactly what we used as trick-or-treaters when we were kids. Around the town I was in, moms gave us pillowcases to go out, and we would have that pillowcase full of candy too when we came back from trick-or-treating. Let me tell you. What kind of movie? What you mentioned a movie out there. Can you release it?
Sure, absolutely. We'll be playing The Nightmare Before Christmas. And that we'll have a little, our DJ, one of our DJs, we have two, one of the DJs will be playing it on his screen. And then we'll have a little Nightmare Before Christmas set up, little display for the families to look at.
When they have this drive-through, is that still at the sheriff's department area?
Correct. The drive-through will be at the sheriff's office. Vehicles that are coming will be entering in off of Monterey Road from both east and westbound. They will wind through our parking lot and then we'll exit southbound onto Willoughby at our back gate. So entrance is on Monterey and exit only on Willoughby because Willoughby will be closed for the event between Runkey and Monterey.
Wow, I love it. I love it. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
So, Trish, I have a question. Has anybody in the years of Trunk or Treat literally had their trunk piled full of candy where you see no trunk space at all?
Wow.
Yes, we have. Some of our
Really?
vendors take it to the max. Yes, a lot of these businesses in Martin County are very creative.
Wow.
And they have decorated their trunks to look like monster mouths and loaded down with candy. So yes, we have.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
It-
And then you see all of a sudden you might see Dracula popping up out of there.
There's just so many. We've had haunted houses. We've had people bring in trailers and decorate the trailers to make it a haunted house. And we really have some very creative businesses. And some of our different divisions within the sheriff's office are very creative when it comes to this event.
You know what I would love to be? I would
What?
like to come there and go in somebody's trunk and hide under the candy
And pop up.
Be one of those ghoulish girls that pop up.
Or just have your hand pop up.
Or
like
the
you
hand
grab the hand, the candy, and you just,
Or-
your hand pops up and hand.
pop up. I noticed some that's scary enough.
Yeah.
And then
Well, we're still looking for volunteers.
There you go, Bonnie.
yeah.
I would, Trish, I would have been down there, but I actually, you're going to laugh when I tell you this, because I was actually going to volunteer my service to DJ at your trunk or treat because I have a DJ business. But unfortunately, I am busy that night. I am DJing a wedding. Get this, inside a funeral home.
That is the first for me. That's crazy.
Yes, they're getting married.
Sounds like fun.
They're getting married in a funeral home, and that's where the ceremony and the reception is, inside the funeral
I
home.
had to ask Evan if the deceased relatives would be attending.
Maybe in spirit, I don't know. I said, listen, I don't mind
In
DJing
spirit.
in a funeral home as long as there's no bodies in the back waiting to be involved
Agree.
or anything
Agree.
like that.
You'll be spooked when you see the candles start to
Oh my
shake and all that matter.
It's just not going to be good. It just wouldn't be good.
Oh,
So
I'm out. I'm going to the sheriff's office.
well, you're going to be in a safe place, that's
it's
for
the
sure.
safest place.
So tell me some other things. You're the community outreach manager. So tell us some of the different things that you do in the community as the outreach manager. What are some of your responsibilities?
Yeah, so some of my different responsibilities, the main thing that I do is public education. So whenever HOAs have meetings or groups have meetings or businesses are looking for a speaker to come through, I will come in and speak on behalf of the sheriff or the sheriff's office. And that can be anything from what to expect from the sheriff's office, what the sheriff's office does as a whole. I do different topics about active shooter, personal safety, fraud, scams. And a lot of the times, the businesses that have me come in, you are usually looking for the active threat or the active shooter. We also go out and do presentations to Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, safety patrol, anything that has to do with public education, I take care of. We also facilitate tours of the sheriff's office, which are done through for Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and then through what we call our customized sheriff's experience, which is a certificate that's given to nonprofit organizations when they are doing silent auctions. So we raffle off a customized sheriff's experience, and then whomever wins it gets a tour of the sheriff's office behind the scenes.
Do you also go out in high schools and maybe give information on drinking and driving, or if you see something, say something like?
Our school resource deputies help do that, and then we also work with Tykes and Teens. They handle a lot of the alcohol in the schools, but our school resource deputies, if they need help, then I can come in and help them out.
You do a lot. It sounds like you're involved in a lot of many different things. I bet your job I bet you're never bored.
Never. We have a community that never stops, and they've always got things going on. And, we have a great relationship with our community, so they always want us involved in whatever they have going on.
Each day you see a different day, don't you? Each day is a little different, and I'm sure you can never get bored with what you do.
That is very true. When COVID first hit last year and everything kind of shut down, there was always still things to do, because I also help monitor the Alzheimer's and dementia patients that wear the bracelets in the community. So there's always something to be done.
Wow, even with Alzheimer's. Yeah, it sounds like you really do a lot. That's very cool. I find it fascinating.
Thank you.
Do you have any upcoming condo associations or anything like that you're going to be going to and visiting, and different topics that you're going to be covering with them in the near future?
No, not in the near future. I did have a couple about 2 months ago, because usually we attend their annual meetings.
Mhm.
Basically, we go over what types of crimes we're seeing in the community, encouraging people that it is okay to call 911 to report suspicious activity. But the next big community thing that we have, we're putting together a barbecue with the town of Ocean Breeze, and we're kicking off their neighborhood watch program that they're going to be getting started.
Oh,
So that's our
wow.
next big community thing that we have. Yes.
Okay, when is that going to be happening?
We haven't settled a date yet, but it will be in the beginning of November.
Very nice. And it's the town of Ocean Breeze?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So if people want to get their community, their association, their neighborhood involved with your organization and what you guys do here at the sheriff's office, how
Mhm.
can people reach out to you to set up an appointment and have you come out?
Sure, they can give me a call at my office. It's 772-320-4737, and that's 320-4737. They can give me a call, and we'd love to talk to you and get something set up.
Trish, what do you see mostly that people want to be educated upon? What are like the number one or two things that are that you're seeing when you go out and you speak to these different communities?
Yeah, the number one thing that I see is frauds and scams.
Mhm.
How people, because there's so many different frauds and there's so many different scams out there, that people want to know how to protect themselves. And people need to realize that it's not just the elderly population that are victims of these crimes. It's every person of every walk of life.
Mhm.
So the frauds and scams is number one request that I get, and then number two has to be what crimes are occurring. What's the sheriff's office doing? People love to know about the sheriff's office.
Yeah, I think the sheriff too mentioned also with us not too long ago how bankers are even taught to kind of like,
Mhm.
not be overly nosy, but when like somebody says walks into a bank and all of a sudden one day they just want to withdraw a huge amount, an astronomical
correct.
amount. Bankers are even told to beware of that and kind of get concerned with why are these people all of a sudden taking
Sure.
so much out? Could it be, are they involved with fraud?
And a friend of mine actually fell victim to it. There's text messages that are going out to phones that are
Mhm.
saying, posing as AT&T, stating they can save you money on your cell bill with huge discounts. Click here. And when you click that link, even on your cell phone, my buddy got a cell phone hijacked. Literally, they
Mhm.
hijacked his cell phone and they got all his personal data by clicking that one little link.
Right.
And that's
Right.
something. And then you get of course, 6 times a day you get that phone call.
Right.
Your car's warranty has expired. Please call us immediately to extend or to make sure your warranty doesn't expire
Oh.
when you're driving a brand new car that
Yeah.
you just months ago.
Right.
There was one I was getting just yesterday. I got it twice. This was, and I didn't answer it, but when I listened to the message, it was
Mhm.
from the IRS
Oh yeah, that's another one.
saying,
Oh, yeah.
and it's kind of like I don't even owe anything on back taxes.
Yeah.
But it was kind of making me sweat a little when they were talking about how I can look into if I owe back taxes. It was just kind of like it took me off guard because, all right,
Yeah.
this is on a system. It's from the IRS. I'm like, yeah. But those kind of calls just kind of get you nervous.
They scare you. Those
even
IRS
though-
calls do scare you because I've gotten those automated calls where they say, you need to call back this number immediately because
Oh,
if you
yeah.
don't, you could be arrested and prosecuted by the Internal Revenue Service. So I'll
Those are ridiculous.
I'll call the number back, but
Yeah.
from and Trish knows what this is, a spoofed number.
Right. Exactly.
So I'll call it from a spoof number
Ah.
so they don't get my number. And then the guy on the phone, you can tell he's like over in India
How are
or
you now?
the Philippines.
What's the spoofed number? Are you
It's
calling
just
back on a
it's just
different
I
phone?
have a program on my cell phone that
Oh.
allows me to call somebody and it doesn't identify my real
Oh,
cell
okay.
phone number.
Is that like an app that you
Yeah,
can
it's an
get?
app. It's an app. It's an
and
app.
then-
It's an
all
app.
right.
So I'll call that and I use it strictly for those purposes. And I will call that number back and Trish, I will play those people like no tomorrow. If I have free time in the day, I will waste 30 minutes of their time. And at the very end of the call,
Wow.
I'll tell them, By the way, your call was just recorded and reported to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And all of a sudden you hear click.
Click. Yep.
And that's
Oh,
it.
yes.
That's it. So anyway, listen, if you want to, again, more information on exactly what Trish and her, the sheriff's office do, Trish, give that number out to one more time, if you would, please.
Sure. My number is 772-320-4737.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got goosebumps. Your trunk or treat is just a week from Sunday now. Halloween's a week from Sunday.
By the way, Marty Jacobson sends his regards. He just texted me and he says, please tell Trish I said hello.
Hey, Marty.
So, and he messaged me too. Marty got one of those calls saying that his brother-in-law was in jail and needed bond. And you know what Marty told him? Marty told him on the phone, well, just keep him.
Keep my brother.
Keep him. Just keep the brother-in-law.
Yeah, he hasn't seen us or called us in so long anyway.
I know.
Might as well keep him there.
Yeah, just keep him there, right?
Yeah.
Keep him in jail. Anyway, hey, Trish, thanks a lot for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much. You guys have a great day.
You have a great day as well. It's time for the Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you this morning, as always, by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold will be opening up at, waiting for the app to load, $1,780.40 an ounce. Silver opening up $23.89 an ounce. That's Precious Metals Report. It's brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. $8:24 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's get right to the news desk. Bonnie has the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Those most impacted by the Parkland school massacre are expected to receive payments from a $25 million settlement reached with Broward County Public Schools.
Attorney David Brill, who represents families of those killed, wounded, or psychologically injured, says most of the money will be paid to those who lost a loved one in the attack. Late last week, confessed gunman Nicholas Cruz pleaded guilty on battery charges against a jail guard. He's expected to plead guilty on Wednesday to all charges associated with the school shooting. I'm Lisa Taylor.
Derek Chauvin has hired an attorney to represent him as he appeals his murder conviction in the death of George Floyd, according to court documents made public Monday. Attorney William Moorman filed a document with the court Friday saying he would represent Chauvin in his appeal. Chauvin was convicted in April on state charges of second-degree unintentional murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter in Floyd's 2020 death. He was sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison. With Halloween right around the corner, there are lots of places to get your fright on. WPTV's John Shaman has the story.
There are the frightening faces and discarded digits soon to be displayed throughout the Mercy Asylum, a haunted house in the making in Port St. Lucie.
Like this stuff, who has the time to do this?
Jacob Blake and his team are the visionaries here.
Work together and create a whole experience that's out of this world.
The imaginary horror is nothing compared to Jacob's real-life experiences. He was 5 when he was diagnosed with a rare brain disorder. Survival wasn't certain. It took a year for him to talk afterward.
Got a wish for Make-A-Wish. It really changed my life. I met Cher and kind of shaped my whole future.
For more than 15 years, he's gotten joy creating scares for others.
Me and my father and my mother and a whole family decided to start a little Halloween walkthrough.
That little walkthrough evolved from his own house to a church, now to a Port St. Lucie meaning to shop till you drop.
After 2020, I think everyone is itching to do something that's more impactful and local.
This year, a personal tragedy added impact to this year's Mercy Asylum. Jacob's father passed away suddenly. It was determined later he had a rare vascular disease, one that also claimed the life of actor John Ritter.
He was really the roots of building the grunt work, and his community outreach that he did in his own life kind of showed me really how important it is to just selflessly give.
So now, besides raising thousands for Make-A-Wish, Blake's new nonprofit is also generating money for the John Ritter Foundation.
It gives us more power to give back locally.
So if you'd like to get your fright on and help two good causes, the scaring begins this Friday in the St. Lucie Square behind the St. Lucie Draft House along US 1 at Kitterman Road. In St. Lucie County, John Shainman, WPTV, News Channel 5.
There's another Democratic candidate for governor of Florida.
My name is Annette Tadeo. I'm a lifelong Democrat, and I'm running for governor because Florida, I believe in us. With our fighting spirit, there's no limit to how high or how far we can fly.
Tadeo is a state senator from Miami who made her announcement in a video posted on Facebook. She joins Charlie Crist and Nikki Fried in the Democratic field. Lastly, original TV Wonder Woman Linda Carter will return for the third Wonder Woman movie. She says, quote, "Who would have thought in my life at this time in my life that this gift would just present itself to me? And that's so cool. And that's what I'm hoping for all of the fans of Wonder Woman, to know that your life is full of surprises and the Wonder Woman in you is alive and well." Linda played Wonder Woman for 3 seasons from 1976 to 1979, first on ABC, then CBS. She turned 70 this summer. The Tennessee Titans last night beat the Buffalo Bills at home on Monday Night Football. It was a thriller game, 34-31 with seconds to play in the game. And Tennessee improving their record to 4-2. Well, the Bills fell a little to 4-2. Also, Tampa Bay Buccaneers cornerback Richard Sherman isn't headed for injured reserve, but he's going to miss at least a few games with a hamstring injury. Sherman said during his weekly podcast that it's not too serious and won't keep him out long. News time at 8:28, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
$8:29 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for a look at traffic and weather together. Bonnie, how's it looking outside on the highways and byways?
Well, Evan, we're bringing up the latest highway report right here. And it is looking nice and smooth here this morning. We're not finding any incidents, no accidents or tie-ups on our roadways. And this includes Martin and St. Lucie County. Have a safe ride. And there's your latest look at traffic. Stewart, a partly cloudy 76, and it's 73 in Port St. Lucie. Here's more on the forecast from WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the low 70s and some upper 60s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the mid-80s, mostly sunny skies, low humidity, and breezy winds out of the east-northeast. Tomorrow, a copy and paste forecast, pleasant weather with highs in the mid-80s, breezy with plenty of sunshine, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Thursday, moisture increases a little and some showers will be possible, highs in the mid-80s with a little bit more humidity. By the end of the work week, scattered showers and storms return to the forecast, highs in the mid-80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:34 on the Get Up and Go show, and it's time for a trip to outer space with the captain himself, with the space report, Captain Randy Siegel. Good morning, Captain.
Aye, aye, sir. How are you this morning?
I am 10-8.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yes.
In 1967, though, NASA launched its Mariner 5 spacecraft to Venus, and that spacecraft eventually came to within 2,480 miles of the surface. In 2005, NASA launched, and the Air Force, the final flight of the Titan IV rocket. That rocket launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California and successfully placed a spacecraft into orbit. 2016, the ExoMars spacecraft reached Mars and placed into orbit the Trace Gas Orbiter and the Schiaparelli lander. 2016, the Soyuz MS-02 vehicle was launched from Russia with 3 cosmonauts on board. One of those cosmonauts was Shane Kimbrough, who was making his second flight at that time. And as you may know, Kimbrough is currently on board the International Space Station, getting to go back into space. And then in 2018, the European Space Agency, along with the Japanese Space Agency, launched their BP Colombo spacecraft heading towards Mercury in a highly successful mission. Well, what happens when you do filming on board the International Space Station and you get home and you reach into your bag and you say, okay, I'm going to go load up my memory card because I've got a movie to make? Well, Klim Shipenko, who was the director and filmed Yelena Prasad on board the International Space Station during a 12-day mission, found that the memory card was empty. Yep, he transfers the information from the laptop to the memory card to make it easy each day to do work on board the space station. But alas, during this one transfer, apparently the footage was lost. Hopefully, they'll either be able to recover it somehow, or they'll have to do their own filming separately to complete the film challenge, which will come out in Russia. On board the International Space Station, the crew continues to do a lot of exercising and getting ready for spacewalks as well to take place. NASA astronaut Shane Kimbrough and Mark Vande Hei, along with Japanese astronaut Akihito Hosai, were busy performing a variety of extravehicular activities. They were getting ready for a spacewalk that will take place, and they worked with their spacesuits. The other astronauts on board the station continued to do a lot of work ahead of the new astronauts that will be coming to the space station. NASA astronaut Raj Shri, Tom Marshburn, Caleb Barron, and European Space Agency astronaut Matthias Mohr are entering a quarantine period. They will be quarantined between now and their liftoff at 2:43 a.m. on Saturday the 30th, aboard the SpaceX Dragon Endurance, when they will head for the International Space Station. NASA said that they will be providing coverage of that launch, as well as the docking and redocking of the Progress 78 spacecraft at the International Space Station. Tomorrow at 7:42 p.m., they will undock the Progress vehicle from one docking port. It will then do a fly around and will dock at another port 24 hours later. They need to make this move so that they free up the proper docking port for a new Progress vehicle, Progress 79, which will be launched on Wednesday, the 27th, to the International Space Station. So you have a lot of orbital choreography taking place in order for that to happen. The pneumatic testing of the Soyuz 2.1A vehicle has taken place in Russia at the Baikonur Cosmodrome. The launch of that Progress MS-18 vehicle is scheduled for October 28th to bring new supplies to the space station. Well, today is a real big day for NASA at the Ellington Field hangar, because they will rename the Ellington Field hangar in honor of John Young. John Young, you may recall, was an early NASA astronaut who had many successful missions, including going to the moon and walking on the moon. So it's fitting that they will name a major facility after John Young. China's Show-10 spacecraft has now been able to raise itself in orbit after they thought the vehicle may have been dead. It took 2.5 weeks for them to correct the problems that there were, and the spacecraft miraculously came back to life, allowing them to place it in the proper orbit to keep it moving. China's Shenzhou-13 crewed vehicle has the 3 toikonauts in orbit as they continue to do good work aboard their space station. Zhaizong, age 55, Wang Yaoping, is also on board that spacecraft, joined by the first female who will be a spacewalker in the near future, Yi Guofu, who is 41, as the Chinese continue to build their space station in orbit. NASA is optimistic that even though the Lucy spacecraft has a problem with one of its solar-producing panels, that they'll be able to get the array operating properly. In the case of the Lucy spacecraft, which is headed for Trojan asteroids, one of the round solar arrays, which is a different configuration than has been used before in many spacecrafts, failed to lock in place. Even though it has not latched, the wingspan has been completely encircled properly. So they believe that since it is producing a lot of energy from the sun, that they'll be in a position to still try to latch it. There's some talk about retracting it to its original position and then reloading it, but that decision hasn't been made. So far, that mission is not in any jeopardy, as it has plenty of power. This morning at 5 a.m., NASA moved its Orion spacecraft to its vehicle assembly building, and it'll be hoisted on top of the Artemis 1 vehicle within the next couple of weeks. Artemis 1 will carry the Orion spacecraft to the moon, where it will orbit the moon several times and then return to Earth, landing in the Pacific Ocean. This is a precursor and a pre-test to NASA returning astronauts to the moon for the first time in many, many years, and the first female to set foot on the moon. Tomorrow, we're going to tell you about SpaceX slipping and about how much money NASA will get from Congress. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
Thank you very much. That's Captain Randy Siegel with a space report. He's on the program each and every weekday at this time, giving us all the latest and greatest news about NASA and outer space. 8:43 right now is the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news one final time, brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie's at the news desk with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. 2 Indian River County Elementary School Physical education teachers have been arrested after they made their way inside the wrong apartment and one of them got into a stranger's bed, resulting in an altercation and shooting, according to Sheriff Eric Flowers. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more on the story.
Seen on surveillance video from an apartment complex in Vero Beach.
You can see the gentleman who lives in the house running away on video, and Mr. Cohen is chasing after him.
The Indian River County Sheriff says 2 elementary school teachers chased a man in the middle of the night after deputies say the teachers mistakenly entered that victim's apartment. What's not seen, the moment one teacher is accused of pulling the trigger.
Just after they get off screen, you hear 4 gunshots ring out, and our victim is shot in the back.
Deputies say Darius Cohen, a PE teacher at Indian River Academy, and Akua Hallback, a PE teacher at Sebastian Elementary School, were out drinking back on October 10th when they left with a woman to go to the preserves at Oslo.
Nothing good is happening after midnight.
Deputies say the men eventually left the woman's apartment, and when they went to return, they re-entered the wrong unlocked apartment. Investigators say Hallback even got in the wrong bed, where the victim's wife and young daughter had been asleep. The victim was able to get both men to leave, but deputies say things did not end in the parking lot.
When they get out into the parking lot, a scuffle ensues. At some point, somebody produces a gun.
Deputies say an anonymous tip from Crime Stoppers shared the names of Cohen and Hallback and where they lived. Deputies are still hoping that anyone with more information on the incident will come forward. Both teachers who started teaching this year have since been fired.
You go through a background check. So as mentioned, they both clear the background check. You go through the background check. You also do a drug screening. So they went through the appropriate process.
Cohen is being charged with attempted murder, and Hallback faces charges for drug possession. Investigators say more charges could be filed. As for the victim, he's been released from the hospital. In Vero Beach, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV.
Colin Powell's death is increasing conversations of the COVID-19 vaccines and underlying health conditions. WPTV's Tanya Rogers spoke with a physician about COVID complications.
Sorrow over the passing of General Colin Powell, the former U.S. Secretary of State and chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
He always had great counsel. We will certainly miss him. I feel as if I have a hole in my heart.
Powell's family says he passed away from COVID-19 complications.
COVID-19 in itself has a lot of serious complications in select population of people, including issues with, pulmonary issues, blood issues.
We are finding out Powell reportedly had multiple myeloma.
It is that he also had something called multiple myeloma. That was a plasma cell disorder, which, based on the phase which is at, can add to complications of the disease.
Complications that could affect the immune system.
It's possible that he succumbed to the complications of COVID-19, but multiple myeloma, yes, it can contribute to your morbidity, depending on what phase and, how your treatment was.
Powell was fully vaccinated against COVID-19.
As with any vaccine, the chance as you get older, there is a 0.004% chance of morbidity even in a vaccinated adult. I don't know when his last dose of vaccine was. So if it is over 6 months, possibly did he get a booster or not? I don't know the particular healthcare privacy information.
Each situation is unique.
Because vaccine is the same, but the bodies are different.
Tanya Rogers, WPTV News Channel 5.
A well-known Central Florida defense attorney is facing charges that could send him to prison for life. Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez says Hal Uhrig was representing a man accused of raping a 9-year-old girl, and he tried to get the child and her father to claim nothing happened.
Write a declination, basically a letter to the state attorney saying the rape didn't happen. Avoid being served with a subpoena so you don't have to go to court to testify.
Uhrig was part of the Casey Anthony and George Zimmerman trials. Florida became the 18th state to pass the 80% vaccination percentage for adults receiving at least one COVID-19 shot, according to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Monday. And lastly, Walt Disney World is debuting a brand new service today. Disney Genie is a free digital service designed to help visitors plan and enhance their park experience. Washington fired football coach Nick Rolovich and 4 of his assistants on Monday after they refused to comply with a mandate that all state employees be vaccinated against COVID-19. Washington Governor Jay Inslee had set a deadline of Monday for thousands of state employees, including the Cougars coaches, to be vaccinated against the coronavirus or risk losing their jobs. Rolovich was the highest paid state employee with an annual salary of more than $3 million in a contract that runs through 2025. News time is at 8:49, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
$8:50 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for a final look at traffic and weather together this morning. Bonnie, what's going on?
Yeah, we have a nice ride out on the roadways for the Stewart area, Port St. Lucie, everything looking nice and clear there. No tie-ups, no accidents, and that's what we're finding, and that's always a good thing. And there's your latest look at traffic. In Stewart, partly cloudy. We're at 76, and in Port St. Lucie, it's 75. Here's more on the weather from WPTV.
Your WPTV First Alert forecast calls for temperatures this morning in the low 70s and some upper 60s under partly cloudy skies. This afternoon, highs in the mid-80s, mostly sunny skies, low humidity, and breezy winds out of the east-northeast. Tomorrow, a copy and paste forecast, pleasant weather with highs in the mid-80s, breezy with plenty of sunshine, and a slim chance for an isolated shower. Thursday, moisture increases a little and some showers will be possible, highs in the mid-80s with a little bit more humidity. By the end of the work week, scattered showers and storms return to the forecast, highs in the mid-80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
What? There's a pumpkin shortage? How can that be? I mean, just because there's pumpkin spice latte and pumpkin spice pancakes and cookies and Jell-O and ice cream and English muffins, cotton candy, yogurt, pretzels, pumpkin spice hot cocoa mix, pumpkin spice almond flour, Pop-Tarts, marshmallow, Kit Kat bars, Cheerios, pumpkin salsa, pumpkin tea, pumpkin oatmeal, peanut butter pumpkin, donuts, Twinkies, Pringles, hummus. There's even a pumpkin spice latte burger, pumpkin spice beard oil, deodorant, cream cheese, dog shampoo. Gee, I wonder why there's a pumpkin shortage. This message brought to you by the Department of Unnecessary Hype, also known as DUH.
Pumpkin shortage.
It's just what you want is your dog in your living room smelling like the mangy dog hair mixed with a little pumpkin spice.
Right. Or your armpits smelling like pumpkin as you're walking around too, right? Pumpkin spice on that one. Jeez.
Mixed with that natural armpit odor. Somebody should put that into a candle.
Yeah. Well, there's pumpkin spice candles out there.
There is.
You bought some, didn't you?
I meant mixed with the armpit odor.
Oh, okay.
That would not
All right.
be too nice.
Okay.
But yeah, I have a pumpkin spice candle from Ollie's at home.
Okay.
And it's one of those Glade ones.
Have you lit that yet?
Yeah.
Have you? Do you have one you haven't lit yet?
I have a pine tree one that I also bought from Ollie's that hasn't been lit. And the pine tree, I'm kind of waiting closer to Christmas to light that one.
Next time you go to the store, because I'm not a candle guy, but next time you go to the store, I don't buy them, but I'll burn them. So next time you go to the store, pick up a pumpkin spice candle, bring it in here. We'll keep it here and we'll light it.
Okay.
And we'll keep it on while we're on the air.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll blow the candle out when we leave.
That's all right.
So our studio can smell a little, get that little holiday scent
I
in
think
here.
you're right. And then can we get Rachel or somebody to bake some cookies too?
Yeah, I can ask her
is she
to.
a cookie baker?
Yeah, I'll ask her. I can ask her to bake some cookies and I'll bring some in the morning with us.
Because I am not.
Yeah, Rachel likes to bake.
Does she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do. What kind do you want?
I don't know, just
What do you like?
regular chocolate chip or
Just
sugar,
good old-fashioned chocolate
sugar
chip?
cookies.
Okay.
I like those Christmas cutouts.
All right.
The cutout of the little reindeer.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. I'll have her bake some cookies. And I'll put them on a tray and you can bring them home with you.
Dr. Tread is here. It looks like he has a holiday shirt or some sort of thing splashed on. A big bee with balloons. Is
Looks
that
like
what that is?
somebody opened up
Dr.
a can
Tread?
of paint and threw it at his shirt.
Or is and or is that a dollar sign with a B?
It's a Bitcoin. It's a
Oh,
Bitcoin
that's
shirt.
for Bitcoin.
Bitcoin shirt. Bitcoin shirt.
Wow,
That's his new thing. He does
man,
Bitcoin.
That
Yeah.
heightened my energy
There you
just
go.
now.
There you go. So yeah, I'll have Rachel. I'll get her to bake some cookies, and we'll bring it in. We'll eat a few on the air, and then we'll send the rest of the batch home for you and Gary.
Has she ever made any peppermint almond bark? Like almond
You know what?
bark?
You know what she likes to make too that are really good. But I have to stay away from them. It's the peanut butter cookie with the peppermint Hershey Kisses in the middle of the peanut butter cookie.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a festive type thing.
Yeah, like with that big like Andes mint that's in the middle of it.
Yeah, I'll have her we'll go to the store and we'll get some cookie mix and we'll bake you some cookies.
Nice.
Now, asking you shall receive.
It's gonna smell like Mother's Kitchen in here,
Telling
or
you.
the way Mother's Kitchen
By the
used to
time we
smell.
get done, it's gonna have all sorts of smells in there.
You could. We should start a new restaurant. Call it Mama's Kitchen. Oh,
There's actually a Mom's Kitchen that we used to go to down in Lake Worth. It's on Lake
there?
Worth Road by the Turnpike. Oh man, breakfast was decadent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice big
Yeah.
fluffy
I
omelets.
like going to those mom and pop shop breakfast places opposed to the brick and mortar places.
I like it too.
There's a place on US 1 north towards Fort Pierce on the left side.
Is it Grandpa's? Is it
No,
called Grandpa's?
I can't think of the
'Cause
name
I heard
of
they're
it.
really good.
I'll have to get it from my buddy Glenn. But it's, oh my God, it's really good breakfast.
Then there's always Susie Q's in Port St.
Yeah.
Lucie.
See, I like those mom and pop shops because you're always going to get homemade home fries.
I do too, Evan.
Oh, they're so good.
You're right.
Hey, remember, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
Yeah, enjoy this nice Tuesday, and I'll get some good breakfast after we talked about it.
That's right. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you in about 21 hours right here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next.